everyone. Welcome to my virtual classroom. I am Teacher Gift Women, your digital teacher. Hope you had a wonderful time in school today and hope you had a nice time today. Alright, we will be learning something today. Yes, we will be learning something today. Yeah, hope you're ready. Yeah, because I am. Grab a chair, talk to someone, and let's learn together. Alright. Okay, today we will be learning tenses. We'll be learning what? Verb tenses. We'll be learning what? Verb tenses. Now, when we talk about verb tenses, let's break it down. Now, a verb is what? An action word. And tenses deals with time. So whenever you hear tenses, always remember that tenses deals with what? Time. When you hear tenses, you think about time. Whenever you hear tenses, you think about time. Whenever you're told about tenses, always remember that tenses deals with time. So verb tenses are actions that deals with time. Verb tenses are actions that deals with time. Beautiful. All right. So now, verb tenses indicates when an action takes place and when it is completed. When an action starts, when an action begins, when did the action start? It indicates when the action starts and when the action is what? Completed. When an action starts and when the action is completed. That is what verb tenses. Now, there are 12 basic verb tenses in English. How many? 12. 12 basic verb tenses in English. And these verb tenses are divided into three major categories. Yes, divided into what? Three major categories. Now there are 12. So we are going to be talking about the 12, but we'll begin with the three major categories and then we're going to break them down to the simplest minimal point so you can understand. All right. Are you ready? All right, let's go into it. Okay, so now the major types of verb tenses, there are three major types of verb tenses. Like we said in the last slide, there are three what? Major types of verb tenses. The first one is present tense, the second is past tense, and the last one is what? Future tense. The first one is what? Present tense. The second is past tense. And the third one is what? The future tense. Now we can call the future tense the ing tense. We can call it the continuous tense. Or we can call it what? The past participle. So whenever you hear past participle, always know that it is the ing tense. Past participle is what? The ing verb or the ing tense. The ing verb, you see walk, walked, walking, talk, talk, talking. You can see talk, present tense, talked, past tense, talking. That is the ing tense. That is what? The ing tense. Alright, let's delve into it. So, now we'll be talking about the present tenses. Talk about the present tenses. They are actions or situations that are happening now. What did I say? Present tenses are actions or situations that are happening when? Last week, oh no. Last year, oh no. Yesterday, no. So when? Now. So present tenses are actions or situations that are happening when? Now. Those are what? Present tenses. Now there are four main types of present tenses. How many? Four. Beautiful. Remember how we said that we have three major types of tenses? The present tense, the past tense, and the future tense, also called what? The past participle. Alright, so we'll be talking about the present tenses. Present tenses. When we talk about present tense, what do we mean? Let's go. Present tenses are actions or situations that are happening when? Now. There are four main types of what? Present tenses. There are how many main types? Four main types of present tenses. Alright, so let's look at it. The first type of present tense is what? The present simple tense. First type of present tense is what? The present simple tense. Now, these tenses are used for habitual actions, general truth, and repeated events. These tenses are used when for what? Um Habitual actions, general truth, and what? Repeated things we do all the time. Things we do all the time. When we make sentences, realize that we repeat some things, right? So when we talk about present or simple present tenses or present simple tenses, we're talking about those actions that happens all the time. We sleep all the time. Every day we sleep, we eat, we play. Now we are going to use sentence examples, two sentence examples. The first one is she reads books every day. That is a habitual action. She reads books what? Every day. She eats her lunch every day, or she takes her breakfast every morning. That is what? A habitual action. That is what? A habitual action. That is also a general truth because she eats every day. She eats every day. So it's what? A habitual action. Now the next one is he tells stories all the time. Now there are people that tell stories a lot, right? Or he tells stories all the time. So the one of the present simple tense there is what? Him telling stories all the time. Habitual action every time he tells stories. So that is what? A habitual action. Now the next type of present tense is the present continuous tense. It's also called the progressive tense. Present continuous tense used or for actions or temporary situations. Do you understand? Temporary situation like you're going on a vacation, you're writing an examination, you're doing something. Do you understand? So it is a present what? Continuous tense. Now, example, I'm studying for my exams. You don't write exams all the time, right? In every session, you write exam just once, you take your test just once. So you can take test thrice or twice, or you write your exam once. So it is used for action, for temporary actions. And you don't write exams for a year. It's usually a stipulated time for examination. So I'm studying for my examination, or I'm preparing for my Easter holiday. I'm preparing for my Easter holiday. Beautiful. Now the next one, the third kind of present tense is the present perfect tense. It's what? The present perfect tense. Now we'll talk about the present perfect tense. This describes the action that happened at an unspecific time but are relevant to the present. It happened at an unspecific time, but it is very relevant. It is very important in the present. Example, they finished their homework. Homework is a necessity. So he finished his homework yesterday. It had happened before now, but it is very relevant. He doesn't say he finished his homework at about 6 o'clock. No. So he says it describes actions that happen at unspecified time but are relevant in the present. They had built a beautiful mansion. It had happened in the past, but it's very relevant now. So they had finished their homework, or she had finished her homework, and they had built a beautiful mansion. So those are what? Present perfect tenses. Those are what? Present perfect tenses. All right, the fourth type of present tense is the present perfect continuous tense. What did I say? The present perfect continuous tense. And when we talk about the present perfect continuous tense, this tense focuses on actions that had started in the past and are still continuing or just stopped. Yes, the actions that happened in the past but are still continuing or they just what? Stopped. Example, I have been working here for years. Just stopped working, and then someone asks you, what are you doing here? I say, I have been working here for years, or I have been in business for 2 decades. So say, congratulations, I see your business is growing, I see your business is blossoming or booming or doing great. And I say, yes, I have been in business for decades. So present perfect continuous tense focuses on what? Actions that started in the past and are still continuing, or it just what? Stopped. Beautiful. Remember we talked about what? We're talking about what? Tenses. We're talking about what? Tenses. All right, let's go to past tense. Yes, past tense. Now, when we talk about past tense, when we talk about the past, we're talking about occurrences. We're talking about issues. We're talking about events that happened yesterday, last year, last week, last month. Get it? Good. Now, past tenses are used to describe actions or situations that occurred at a time before now. They are used to describe what? Actions or situations that occurred at a time before now. Now there are four main types of past tenses. Four. Remember we said we were going to be talking about 12 types of tenses, right? So we've talked about four, which is the present tense, the four types of present tense. So we'll be talking about the four types of past tenses. All right, let's delve into it. Now, the first type of past tense is the past simple tense, simple past tense. So the past simple tense. This is used for actions that happened and ended in the past. Yes, actions that happened or ended when in the past. Happened yesterday, happened last week, happened last month. Example, she visited Texas last year. He made the shoes last month. So it happened. This is used for actions that happened and ended when in the past. Okay. The next type of past tense, we have the past continuous tense. We remember we spoke about the present continuous. So we also have the past continuous tense, which is also called what? The progressive tense. It's also called what? The progressive tense. This tense is used for actions that were ongoing in the past. Yes, often with specific time reference or interrupted by another action. Either it had happened at a specific time or it was occurring, it was reoccurring and something came about, it was interrupted. That is what? The past continuous tense or the progressive tense. Now, examples of words that has this tenses. I was reading when he called. What was the progressive tense there? When he called, it stopped. The action stopped when someone called. Do you understand? So this kind of tenses always occurs and then it stops when something comes up. Do you understand? I was reading when he called. I was eating when she came in. Something interrupted the action. So that is called what? A past continuous tense. It's also called what? A progressive tense. It's also called what? A progressive tense. It stopped when something occurred. She was talking when he left. She was talking and then he what? He left. She was talking when he left. Beautiful. All right. So let's do the next one. We have the past perfect tense. Now, this describes the actions that were completed before a certain point in the past. Example, they had left before I arrived. Actions that takes place before an occurrence in the past. They had left before I arrived. All right, so let's delve into the last but one. Number four, present perfect continuous tense. This tense focuses on actions that started in the past and are still continuing or just stopped. Just like the progressive. Do you understand? They are still, it's also the present perfect continuous is like the ing tense. Do you understand? Example, I have been working here for 3 years. I've been here for 3 years. I've been in business for 2 decades. So it's something that has been occurring till maybe something happened, or maybe you're asked a question and then you're answering it based on what you were asked. Okay. So we're going to be looking at the next one, which is the past tense. Okay, no. Present tense, we have the present tense, and then we have the future tense. The last one is the future tense, the future tense, the future tense. Let me talk about the future. Tomorrow is future. Next week, next year, those are what examples of future actions. Future tense are actions that will happen in the future. That will happen next week. That will happen next year. That will happen tomorrow. Now, the future continuous tense, also known as the future progressive tense, describes actions that will be ongoing at a specific point in the future. Yes, it emphasizes on the duration or the process of the action, rather than just its what completion. It's a continuous thing, something that will be happening and happening and happening. Good. Now, when we're talking about future tenses, we talk about the subject. Who is the subject? The person we're talking about. Subject, the person. Then we have the will and the be, which is the action. Then the verb ing. Now, future continuous tense, like we said in the topic, that the future continuous tense is also called what? The past participle, and it is also called what? The ing tense. It's called what? The ing tense. Example: studying, running, playing, sitting, eating. All those are the ing verb. Those are what? Future tenses. So example: I will be studying for my exam tomorrow by 5 p.m. Remember, it emphasizes on the duration or the process of the what action rather than its completion. Now, she will be working on the project when you arrive. They will be traveling to Lagos this time next week. So it's just about ing and time. Now, using of future tense, ongoing action at a future time. At 8 p.m. tomorrow, I'll be watching a movie. We can also use future tenses for planned events or arrangement in the example in the future. Example, we will be meeting them next week. All right. I think that's the end of our class today. I hope you learned something. And if you learned something, click on the notification bell, like, share, and subscribe. Until we meet for our next topic. I won't let you know about our next topic, but when we meet, we will know about what we are to learn, right? All right. If you learned something, click on the notification bell so that whenever
Alpha
we
Dora,
video,
Dora, can you hear me?
you will be the first to see it.
Done.
All
Adora,
right. So let's know what you learned. What is a verb
Mm.
tense?
okay,
Our verb
later.
tenses. Tell us
Can you